You are no longer who you used to be. You have stepped into a version of yourself that is stronger, more confident, and completely unshakable. You are not just seen, you are felt. Your energy has become a force that shifts the atmosphere wherever you go. Your presence commands attention, even from those who don't understand why. Fire, this is not arrogance. Fire, this is not about seeking validation. Fire, this is about stepping into the power that was always inside you. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to seek recognition. Light bulb, because you are no longer looking for approval. Fire, you have become the approval. Before we go further, I want you to declare something right now. Comment below, I cannot be shaken. Let the world hear it. Let every force that has tried to hold you back feel it. Let the enemy know, you are unmovable. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and stay until the end, because what you are about to hear will confirm everything you already feel. When you walk into a room, people sense you before they see you. They feel a shift in the energy, even if they can't explain it. Fire, you don't chase attention, it follows you. You no longer need to try to impress anyone, prove your worth, seek external validation. Your presence alone commands respect. Women feel it immediately. It is a quiet confidence that does not need to beg for attention. It is an attraction that does not come from effort, but from presence. It is the energy of someone who knows exactly who they are. Fire, it is the kind of confidence that cannot be faked. Men sense it too. Some will admire you. Some will feel threatened by you. But none of them will ignore you. Because when you step into your God-given power, the world has to react. Fire, it doesn't matter how they feel about you. What matters is that they can't deny your presence. Your energy now speaks louder than your words. Your presence alone shifts the dynamics in any situation. Your existence demands recognition, even when you say nothing at all. Light bulb, this is what happens when you stop looking for approval and start walking in your true power. And once you step into this level of confidence, fire, there is no going back. There was a time when you cared about what people thought, a time when every glance, every comment, every reaction held weight in your mind, a time when you felt the need to prove yourself, to be accepted, to be validated by others. Fire, but that time is over. You no longer seek agreement. You no longer wait for compliments. You no longer need validation, because now, you understand something most people will never grasp. Light bulb, the world does not determine your worth. Your confidence is not conditional. Your power is not based on the opinions of others. Your self-assurance is not something that can be given or taken away by anyone else. Fire, it comes from within. This is a state most people will never reach. Most people will spend their entire lives chasing approval. Most people will shrink themselves just to fit into someone else's expectations. Most people will constantly look outward, hoping to receive validation from the world. But not you. You have stepped into a level of self-mastery that few ever attain. You no longer seek validation. Light bulb, you are the validation. And that is why the world responds to you differently now. Because when you stop seeking approval, fire, approval starts seeking you. There was a time when you doubted yourself. There was a time when you adjusted your personality to fit in. There was a time when you tried to be who people expected you to be. Fire, that version of you no longer exists. Now, you do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You do not silence yourself just because others might not understand you. You do not wait for someone else to acknowledge your value. Because now, you know, light bulb, you are the one who decides. You are the one who sets the standard. You are the one who defines your own reality. You are the one who determines how you will move through this world. And the moment you stepped into this truth, fire, everything changed. Before, people pulled you in different directions. Now, they are drawn to you. Before, People expected you to prove yourself. Now, you do not need to say a word. Before, people judged you by their own insecurities. Now, they cannot ignore your presence. Fire. This is the power of knowing who you are, and once you step into this level of self-awareness, light bulb, you become impossible to overlook. Something in you has shifted, something in you has awakened. Something in you has become undeniable, and now, you don't just walk into a room. Fire, you shift the atmosphere. You don't just exist in spaces. Fire, you redefine them. You don't just live. Fire, you command your reality. Before, you questioned whether people noticed you. Now, they feel your presence before they even see you. Before, you worried about fitting in. Now, you realize you were never meant to fit in. Light bulb, you were meant to stand out. Your energy has become a force that people cannot ignore. Some will admire you. Some will envy you. Some will be confused by you. Fire, but all will recognize you. Because when someone walks in true confidence. Light bulb, it is impossible not to notice. You don't need to speak loudly. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to seek attention. Fire, you simply exist. And that is enough. Your presence alone speaks volumes. And when you reach this level of certainty, light bulb, you become unstoppable. The moment you step into your power, the world takes notice. You no longer blend in. You no longer go unnoticed. Fire, you are seen. Fire, you are felt. Fire, you are impossible to ignore. But not everyone will respond to you the same way, and that's where most people struggle. Some people expect that when they evolve, when they become stronger, when they step into their confidence, that the world will celebrate them, that people will cheer for them, that everyone will be happy for their growth. Light bulb, but that is not how it works. When you change, the world around you is forced to react, and not everyone will be comfortable with the new you. Fire, some people will feel your energy and want to understand what makes you different. They will see something in you that they do not yet have, but deeply desire. They will be inspired by the way you carry yourself. They will admire the way you do not seek approval. They will recognize that you are operating at a different frequency, and they will want to learn from you. Light bulb, you will become a walking example of what is possible. Without even trying, you will start attracting the right people, people who are also on a path of self-mastery, people who are ready to grow, people who are prepared to break free from the chains of seeking validation. Fire, these people will not envy you. They will respect you. They will ask questions. They will study how you move. They will take notes on how you handle yourself, because they see that you are not just confident. Light bulb, you are certain, and certainty is the rarest energy in the world. Fire, not everyone will be inspired. Some will be intimidated. There are people who have spent their entire lives seeking validation, people who are trapped in the cycle of approval. People who do not know how to exist without someone telling them they are good enough. And when they see you, a person who does not need external validation to feel worthy, it will make them deeply uncomfortable. Light bulb, because you represent everything they are too afraid to become. They will not understand how you move without fear. They will not understand how you walk into a room without seeking attention. They will not understand how you are so certain of yourself without needing anyone to confirm it. Fire, and instead of facing their own insecurities, they will project them onto you. They will call you arrogant. They will say you've changed. They will try to bring you back down to their level. Not because you have done anything wrong, but because your presence alone forces them to question themselves. Light bulb, your confidence will reveal their insecurities. Fire, and that's why they fear you. But here's what you must remember. Light bulb, their fear is not your problem. You are not responsible for how others feel about your growth. You are not obligated to dim your light to make them comfortable. You do not exist to make others feel at ease with their own mediocrity. Fire, you are free from seeking recognition, and that is something most people will never experience. There are those who will act like nothing has changed, people who refuse to acknowledge that you are different. People who will pretend your presence doesn't shift the room, not because they don't see it, but because they don't want to admit it. Fire, they are afraid to recognize your power. If they admit that you have evolved, if they acknowledge that you have stepped into a new level, then they will be forced to confront their own stagnation. And most people, light bulb, they are not ready to do that. So instead, they will ignore your growth. They will pretend you are the same. They will try to treat you as if nothing about you has changed. Fire, but that does not mean your power is any less real. It just means they are not ready to face the truth. But here is what you must understand. Light bulb, none of their reactions change who you are. Their opinions do not define you. Their approval is no longer relevant. Their insecurities are not your burden to carry. Fire, you do not need their validation. Fire, you do not need their acceptance. Fire, you do not need them to see what is already undeniable. Because the truth is, light bulb, you no longer care about things that do not change you. You have stepped into a level of certainty that few will ever reach, and now, fire, you move through life as a force that cannot be ignored. You are beyond worrying about rejection. You are beyond craving validation from women. You are beyond waiting for someone else to recognize your value. Fire, you are no longer playing the game. You are the game. When you walk into a room, light bulb, the energy shifts. People sense your presence before you speak. People feel your power without you needing to prove it. People recognize that you are not like anyone they have encountered before. Fire, because you are operating on a different frequency. When you speak, light bulb, your words carry weight. You do not speak just to fill silence. You do not seek attention with empty words. You do not beg for approval through exaggerated statements. Fire, you say what needs to be said, nothing more, nothing less. When you make a decision, light bulb, everything moves in your direction. You do not hesitate. You do not second guess yourself. You do not need outside confirmation. Fire, you know, this is not arrogance. Light bulb, this is certainty. You are not desperate for attention. You are not chasing approval. You are not performing to be liked. Fire, you have mastered yourself, and that changes everything. And because of that, light bulb, the world has no choice but to acknowledge you. They may love you. They may hate you. They may admire you. They may envy you. Fire, but they will never be able to ignore you. Because when a person moves in true power, light bulb, the world must respond. Your confidence is untouchable. It cannot be stolen. It cannot be broken. It cannot be weakened. Why? Because it does not come from the things of this world. Light bulb, it does not come from your looks. Light bulb, it does not come from money. Light bulb, it does not come from fame. Fire, it comes from mastering yourself. And that is something no one can take from you. Most people believe confidence comes from external factors. They think if they just make more money, look better, gain more followers, get more recognition, light bulb, then they will feel confident. But this is why most people never become truly confident, because their confidence is built on things that can be taken away. What happens when they lose the money? What happens when their looks fade? What happens when the world stops paying attention? Fire, they crumble, because their confidence was never real to begin with. But you are different. Your confidence is not built on things that fade. Your confidence is not dependent on how others see you. Your confidence is rooted in something deeper. Fire, it is rooted in who you are. And that is why no matter what happens, light bulb, you will never lose it. When you step into true confidence, the world reacts. Some will see you as an example. Some will try to learn from you. Some will want to understand how you became so sure of yourself. Fire, but others will resent you for it, because your presence will force them to confront their own lack of confidence. Your self-assurance will remind them of the uncertainty they feel inside. Your strength will expose their weakness. Light bulb, and instead of working on themselves, they will try to discredit you. They will say you are lucky. They will say you are arrogant. They will say you think you are better than them. Fire, but their words mean nothing. Because the truth is, light bulb, none of them can change you. You have built this confidence from within. You have been through the struggles. You have fought through the doubt, the fear, the setbacks. You have risen from the places that were meant to break you. Fire, and now, you are unshakable. No criticism can stop you. No opinion can move you. No rejection can break you, because what is built from within, Fire can never be destroyed from the outside. Before, you cared what people thought. Before, you tried to impress them. Before, you needed their approval to feel secure. Fire. But now, you are beyond external validation. Now, you no longer wait for recognition. Now, you do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Light bulb, because you understand something most never will. Fire. What they think of you does not matter. The opinions of others will always change. One day they will praise you. The next day they will doubt you. The next day they will forget about you. But through it all, light bulb, you remain the same. Your confidence does not fluctuate. Your power does not decrease. Your certainty does not waver. Fire, because it was never based on them to begin with. This is the most important part. Once you step into this level of confidence, fire, there is no going back. There is no version of you that returns to insecurity. There is no version of you that shrinks to fit in. There is no version of you that needs validation again. Fire, because you have tasted certainty, and once you have it, light bulb, you can never live without it again. From this moment forward, no more questioning yourself, no more seeking approval, no more waiting for recognition. Fire, because you no longer live in doubt, you live in certainty. The world tells you that you need permission to be confident, that you need to earn the right to feel powerful, that you need external confirmation before you can walk in certainty. Fire, but that is a lie, because now, you do not need validation. Light bulb, you are the validation. Your presence is proof. Your energy is proof. Your life is proof. Fire, and no one can take that from you. From this day forward, you will never second guess yourself again. You will never let fear stop you again. You will never allow the world to define you again. Because now, light bulb, you are unshakable. Light bulb, you are undeniable. Light bulb, you are unstoppable. Fire, and the world will never look at you the same way again.